Hey guys, I'm back and I'm going to start off with week 2 shortly. I want to talk about my last week's pick. I want to apologize for last week though, first off. And I did forget one game. I did forget the Bucks and the Titans, which I did pick the Bucks over the Titans. Huge mistake I did on that one. But, oh well. But anyways, with that, I did 12-4 last week. And before I did my week 2 picks, before I do any of that, I want to give, I joined the NFL Procrastinators, if I got it right. I mean, there's a big membership on Facebook. I'm doing them in a group set, been on that. Definitely recommended all you football freaks out there like me on that. I'm going to definitely recommend them to all of them, so I can't get them all, so I'm going to start off with a few, like a few others, so anyways, I want to give a shout out to Mass Tweeter. He's one of them. If it wasn't for him, I probably would have not know about all this, so, you know. But he's a cool dude. Check out his videos. He's a cool guy, you know. If you like wrestling, definitely go over there too. I mean, he's all cool with it, so he has a lot of stuff going on there. Check out his videos. He's really a cool dude. So, anyways, now on to week 2. I got the Chiefs over the Broncos. Why? Peyton Manning doesn't look like Peyton Manning. We only saw it last week, but that was last week. Anything can change in an instant like that. But I don't know. I think maybe Manning's age is getting to him. Possibly. I don't know, but Kansas City looks really young and talented. I think they got Andy Reid as their head coach too, so even though Alex Smith hasn't scored a touchdown with a wide receiver yet, but he may do it this week. He may do it on Thursday night, but I don't know. But I'm still rolling with the Chiefs over the Broncos. And for the Panthers and Texans, I was alright with the Texans last week though. But, you know, even though they lost, but, you know, they still weren't that bad as I thought, but you know, I don't know. But I'm still going to roll over with the Panthers on that. Panthers over the Texans. I got the Steelers over the 49ers. Yep, I'm going to still pick the Steelers after last week, after they complained about the headsets and all that. But come on, who cares? It's just freaking headsets. Come on. Don't try to cheat us out again. But anyways, that's all I got to say about that. But I got the Saints over the Buccaneers. I got the Lions over the Vikings, which that was pretty much a toss-up for me. I almost went to the Vikings on that point because Vikings are young. Maybe they're a few more years. I'll probably go into the playoffs with Bridgewater, but I don't know. Not yet. Not yet. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see on that. But I got the Cardinals over the Bears, which that's one of the teams I recommend you looking out for is the Arizona Cardinals. Who knows? I think Arizona might surprise us all this year, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but that's definitely a team I suggest you guys should look out for is the Arizona Cardinals. Nobody's not talking about them. All in the NFC West Coast, it's like St. Louis and the Rams. No, St. Louis, excuse me. St. Louis and Seattle. And now the 49ers going down a bit because of what happened with the Jim Harbaugh drama last year, but Arizona is like the team to look out for. Nobody's not talking about Arizona. Look out for Arizona this year. So, anyways, that's all I got to say about that one. But, well, the Bills and the Patriots. I had to think long and hard on this one. I mean, I had my mind thinking of Buffalo for a minute, then the Patriots, and Bills again, and the Patriots again. It was back and forth because of the defense last week from the Bills. Unfortunately, I was impressed by it, but, you know, I'm glad I got the win out of that, too, but am I still going to roll with the Bills? Hell no! I'm going for the Patriots over the Bills this week. Why? Because of that son of a bitch, Rex Ryan. Yes, I can't stand him. Why did he still have to be in the NFC East? I thought he was run and done in the AFC East with the Jets. And now he's back in Buffalo. And now it makes me hate Buffalo even more because of him. Ugh! If there's one guy in the NFL besides Roger Goodell I want to smack in the face, it's Rex Ryan. I can't stand him. I want him out of the AFC East or go somewhere else so he can leave this NFC East alone. But I'm still rolling with the Patriots because I want to see Rex Ryan cry when he loses to the Patriots. But I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But personally, I love to have a blowout, but I don't think that's happening. I think it's going to be a field goal range by Steven Gurkowski for the Patriots, and they're going to win from there. But, anyways, that's it for that game. I got the Bengals over the Chargers. I actually got the Rams over the Redskins. Speaking of Masked Reader, he's a Redskins fan. I'm sorry to say that, Mask, but I gotta go with the Rams on that. Rams impressed me last week. Well, kinda, but we all know what happened with the Rams. I'm gonna discuss that in a minute with Seattle, but anyways, I'm gonna pick the Rams over the Redskins on that. It's like a circus going on in Washington. Just like in Congress going on, but whatever. So we're all gonna go from there. We're not gonna discuss that part, but that's all I'm gonna tell you on that one. Anyways, I actually got the Falcons over the Giants on that one. I know the Falcons almost blew it at the end, but I don't know. They kind of impressed me in the first half, though. I mean, if they play well like that in the full head of games like that, I think they're gonna start to win some games. But I don't know. I'm still gonna roll with the Falcons on that one. So I'm gonna see how they do. I mean, I'm gonna give them a chance to see how they do on that. But I like the Falcons on that. So that's all I gotta say about that one. I mean, I still hate Eli. I still hate the Giants. I will still not forget the name David Tyree from Super Bowl 42. So I still hate the Giants to this day because of that. But anyways, moving on. Hold on, excuse me for a minute. I want to take a sip of water. Excuse me. I got the Dolphins over the Jaguars. Yeah. Easy pick on that one. But no, none of them are not easy. But, I'm going to pick the stinking Dolphins over the Jags on that, I don't like Miami either, so whatever. But I'm rolling with that one. The Dolphins over the Jaguars. I got the Ravens over the Raiders. Eagles over the Cowboys. Now I say that because no Dez Bryant, you're not going to win so many games. I know Tony Romo, he did good last week. He came in through to the clutch last week, finally. But he doesn't have Dez Bryant. He doesn't have Dez Bryant. I mean, if you don't have Dez Bryant, you're not going to win many games in Dallas. So, sorry, I got to pick Philadelphia over that one. So, anyways, Sunday night. Now, this is where the fun begins. Packers and the Sea Chokers. Who am I going to pick on that one? It's the rematch from the NFC Championship game last year. You know what the storyline with this rivalry started? Stay back from the Hail Mary game with the replacement referees. And now, with all this commotion going on with then at the NFC Championship game last year with the Packers blowing it away, are they going to get the monkey off their chest? Absolutely yes. They're going to get that victory on Sunday night at Lambeau Field against Pete Carroll and the Seattle Sea Chokers. Yes! I'm calling them that because they freaking blew it last week. Why the hell would you go for an onside kick in overtime to start overtime? What were you thinking, Pete Carroll? I mean, it's just like the Super Bowl all over again. You didn't hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Look what happened. Malcolm Butler got the ball, and the Patriots, my New England Patriots, are Super Bowl champions. That was a gift from you guys, and I thank you for that. But in this day, as of right now, I'm calling you guys the Seattle Sea Chokers. You guys gamble and you guys lose. You're gonna be losing games. You're gonna start having a Super Bowl hangover season because of this. If you keep this up, you're definitely gonna go through that. You gotta get through your thick heads. So, I'm picking Green Bay over Seattle on that one. Now, stop with the stupid plays, Pete Carroll. For God's sakes. Enough. Play some smart coaching, for God's sakes. Why do you think you didn't last long in New England? So, that's all I gotta tell you on that one. So, anyways, for Monday night, I got the Colts bouncing back over the Pussy Jets. Well, yeah, I gotta have to do that because they look like they're hungry for a victory after last week. So, as for the Jets, I don't know. They may taking Del Rivas a hit. They may have taken Del Rivas back away from the New England Patriots, and they got Brandon Marshall. Who they got for a quarterback? I mean, seriously, Brandon Marshall needs a quarterback. So, it's too bad we couldn't get Brandon Marshall when we had the chance there in the offseason, but whatever. But, anyways, those are my Week 2 picks. I'll be back for you for Week 3. Until then, I'll see you next week. Bye.